Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to be picking winners for Week 17 of NFL season 2025. Kind of comes down to this with 2 weeks left to go in the regular season. Let's start it off with the 3 Christmas Day games. Christmas is tomorrow. Today's Christmas Eve. First game is Dallas Cowboys at Washington Commanders. Both these teams are eliminated from playoff contention. The Commanders, they're without Jaden Daniels. They've lost so many games in a row. I think they've won like one game in the last 10 or 12. They beat the Giants. So this team definitely has been on the receiving end of a lot of bad losses this year. The Cowboys, at this time, there's not many positives with the season ending here, but at least the Cowboys, they got that explosive offense, so you can still kind of count on to move the ball up and down the field. So just rolling with Cowboys on Christmas in the first game. Second game to pick is Detroit Lions at Minnesota Vikings. Detroit really has had Minnesota's number over the years, and Detroit is still, they're still a good team. They're still in the mix for a playoff spot, even though as of right now it kind of feels like a long shot. I think they'll get up to play and beat Minnesota here, especially with I think. JJ breaking his hand, maybe he's not going to play anymore. I think I heard about that. So then the third Christmas Day game, the Christmas night game, Denver Broncos at Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs season is over. I mean, they just imploded at the end there. They've lost so many games in a row. They lost Pat Mahomes. They lost to Tennessee last week. They lost Gardner Minshew to an injury. It's over. It's not even for consolation prize anymore. They are done this year. If you guys lost to the Titans, you guys have checked out. I mean, it's over. So Denver Broncos still in play for the number 1 seed, and more so Super Bowl contenders. They're going to win this game. So I picked the favorites for all 3 Christmas games. And while we're still on it, Merry Christmas, everyone. I do want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. Let's move on to the 2 Saturday games. Another Saturday of football games like there was last week in Week 16, which I liked. I like the timing of the Saturday games last week, and especially this week with it being Christmas time and New Year's time. So I have 2 upset picks this week. And my first of 2 upset picks comes in the 4th game, in the first Saturday game. Houston Texans at Los Angeles Chargers. 2 really good teams here. 2 teams on winning streaks. I think the Chargers have won 4 in a row, whereas the Texans have won 7 in a row. Both teams making a playoff push, an end-of-season push. Both teams second place in their division. Both teams still in the mix for first place in their division, even if it is not that good of a chance, with both these teams behind the leaders 1 game, and with both leaders more so in control of their own destiny. With that being said, the Chargers, they've allowed more points. Texans have to have an edge on defense, in this moment when we know what people are. Kind of. I feel like the Texans also could be a dark horse to win the Super Bowl this year. It's a possibility in Houston with what they got. Their defense is really strong. They got CJ Stroud and Nico Collins doing really good. So they got a lot of good things coming together. I feel like they could do it. I feel like they're more legit with the Chargers being known for a team that loses in the wild card or the divisional. The Texans, we don't know what they are, but the vibes are good. The defense, they both have like the same like points for, but the Texans have allowed a lot less. So I think that the Texans get the upset win in this game on Saturday afternoon. So I'm gonna roll with Texans. And then another good game on Saturday. This one's on Saturday night. Two really good games after maybe feel like three favorites could easily win on Christmas. These two Saturday games on the 27th, the day after Boxing Day. These are two really good treats. And the second game is Baltimore Ravens at Green Bay Packers. Baltimore, you're still in the mix for a playoff spot and winning the division, but it's highly unlikely. I don't think you guys will get it. You guys have lost 3 of the last 4 games. You really needed at least one victory in those last 4 games, and not 3 losses. You guys had to have at least another win. You guys lost to the Steelers. That really just kind of ended you, and with Detroit not helping you last week and losing to Pittsburgh, with Lamar not practicing today because of his back injury and him maybe not playing in this game, with you guys not being the same like you were in the past, it's kind of over for you guys. It's kind of over for a lot of teams. Not like statistically and mathematically over. Like Lions, it's kind of over for you guys. Ravens, it's kind of over for you guys. Before the season, everyone kind of thought you could be in the mix for the Super Bowl. And now you just have to win out, and hopefully all your rivals and people ahead of you lose out, which I don't see happening. Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love was limited in practice, so Green Bay at the very least has a better chance of their starting quarterback to play in the game. Green Bay can secure a playoff spot with a win. Just win one game of their last 2, and Green Bay secures a wild card spot. Baltimore, you have to have a lot of things happen that's outside of your control. So, with the injuries, with your collapse, with your disappointment this year, I'm taking Green Bay Packers to win this game. Moving on to Sunday and the 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time games. First game to pick is Arizona at Cincinnati. Arizona, you guys got 3 wins this year. You've lost 7 in a row. You've won 1 game in the last 12 or 13. I'm picking Cincinnati Bengals. Next game, Pittsburgh Steelers at Cleveland Browns. Pittsburgh could have clinched the division before they even play this game if Green Bay beats Baltimore. So they might be not playing for as much, but I still think they'll be up to play with maybe some seeding or some last minute things. I don't think they will hold out Aaron in this game, no matter what the result is of the earlier games in the week. Pittsburgh, great job against Detroit. You guys had a stand-up victory in a key moment when people didn't think. Some people didn't think you were going to win. Some people did think you were going to win, but not me. And honestly, this result for Pittsburgh, assuming they win their division, is a shocker. They've won 3 games in a row, 3 really competitive games where a lot was on the line. Pittsburgh shocked everyone in a season where everyone was writing them off and saying the coach is done and this team is not anything. But they beat out the Bengals, the Ravens, and the Browns in a highly contested division. So, I got to give credit to Pittsburgh and what they did and the stand that they took, beating the Ravens, beating the Lions. Some of their victories, honestly, where did that offense come from? Where did Pittsburgh come from? Even without DK Metcalf, even without potentially Watt playing in the game, your key guys, it's essentially a cakewalk for you guys to the playoffs, and you can just start anew in the wild card. I think you'll win this game, though. Even so, with all that being said and all that against you, you're playing Cleveland. Cleveland, it's better for you to lose right now. Um, let's move on to the next game. I'm picking Steelers. New Orleans Saints at Tennessee Titans. I feel like the Saints have something here with their rookie quarterback, 3 wins in a row, end of season life, end of season magic. Maybe the Saints could win the division next year. Maybe the Saints could be a really good team in the NFC next year with some offseason additions and free agency in the draft. And make some moves. This team could be really good. I'm picking the New Orleans Saints to win against the Tennessee Titans in this matchup. Next game is Jacksonville Jaguars at Indianapolis Colts. My division picks were a sham this year, unlike last year. But my upset is looking like it's going to hit. The Jaguars have to win this game. If they win and they're in. I mean, they win their last 2 games, they're the division champs. It's over. They win the division. This is an easy matchup for them. And next week they have an easy matchup. Could they let down right here? No, because depending on the scenarios, if they win the game, they can rest in week 17. They're still on play for the number 1 seed. They have everything to play for. Almost everything. I'm picking Jacksonville Jaguars. Indianapolis, they're probably, they're done. It's over. It's going to be the Jags. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Miami Dolphins is the next game to pick. Holy moly, Tampa Bay. You got to get it together. This is the season on the line. You can still salvage the season. Who cares if you've been bad and you've lost so many games in a row? What are they, like 1-6, 1-7 in the last 7 or 8? They still have a chance here. So with all these close division battles coming down to the wire here to week 17 and week 18, Tampa Bay still has a chance to win the division. No matter what happens with the Panthers game, they still got a chance. If the Panthers win or lose next week, the division will still be decided in week 18, but Tampa Bay has to win in week 17 to still have a chance. Tampa Bay has to win out, and not only win out, but they have to beat out the Panthers in strength of victory. Which they are ahead right now. A lot of the battles are coming down to strength of victory because a lot of these teams have identical records in conference play and division play, so it comes down to strength of victory. Strength of victory, when is that like ever a story, like in seeding battles? But it is like a bigger story this season. So what I'm getting at is Tampa Bay has to win it. If they don't win this game, the season is over. Against the Miami Dolphins, the Dolphins aren't playing for anything. They're eliminated. Tampa Bay, you have to win this game. If you don't win this game, I don't know, man. Like, I pick you guys every week. Like, you let everyone down. You have to win this game. So I'm picking Tampa Bay. New England Patriots at New York Jets. New England's going to win. New England's in play for a division. They got an easy cakewalk this week, an easy cakewalk next week. Still a chance for an upset, but man, New England, it's right there for you, for the taking. The number 1 seed, the division win. The division is easy, but you got to win the number 1 seed. The Jets are done. The Jets are done. You have to win this game, picking Patriots. Like pretty much everybody. A lot of these games everyone's jumping on the same team, and this is one of those games because at this stage in the game, like these favorites, like the Patriots, in all likelihood, they're going to win. Next game to pick is Seattle Seahawks at Carolina Panthers. I'm taking Seahawks. The Panthers, they win one, they lose one, they're going to lose this one. They're not as competitive as Seattle. They're both playing for playoff seeding, but it means more for Seattle and play for the division and the number 1 seed. Seattle Seahawks are going to win. New York Giants at Las Vegas Raiders. Both these teams are on huge losing streaks. They've lost like 10, 11 games in a row. A game that doesn't mean anything, but also means a lot for picking, for draft order, for all sorts of things. That being said, Brock Bowers has been shut down for the season with an injury. So Raiders, I'm picking the Giants. I feel like no Bowers, no dice here. New York Giants on this one. Philadelphia Eagles at Buffalo Bills in the second of two 4 p.m. Eastern Time games in America's Game of the Week. I'm taking Buffalo Bills. I don't know. Both these teams are like they're. I mean, the Eagles have already won their division. The Bills still have a chance to win theirs. I mean, I feel like Buffalo's just been a little more powerful, and they. I think they control better. They control games better. They control seasons better. Even with Philly being the champs, I feel like Buffalo could be a candidate to win the Super Bowl as a wild card team, even if they are still in play for the division. Whereas Philly, I don't know. The media has been saying some things about them that have not been so positive. There's been a lot of critique about Philadelphia. So I'm just going to roll with that. And I'm going to pick Buffalo Bills here. And this, I guess could even be a Super Bowl preview. Taking Bills. I got more confident in Bills right now for whatever reason. Next game to pick is the Sunday Night Football game, and this is my second of two upset picks this week. Chicago Bears at San Francisco 49ers, in a hugely important matchup. Both teams still in play for the number one seed in the NFC. Both teams still in play for first place in their division. Two really good teams here. Chicago has been a tougher team than San Francisco, if you ask me. And their victories have been more impressive and against better teams. I don't know if San Francisco does have that much pack in their punch to beat a big dog like Chicago, which they are this year. They're so well coached, and they're so competitive, and they're magical. The Bears are magical. I'm picking the Chicago Bears. They're with it. They're all with it, and Caleb Williams is with it. I'm picking Bears in the upset. Last game to pick is Monday Night Football, which is Los Angeles Rams at Atlanta Falcons. And I'm taking Los Angeles Rams, clearly the better team, in play for the number one seed, in play for the division. Rams all day. Those are my picks for Week 17. And check me out next week for the Week 18 picks. Thanks for watching.